Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. We're taking a look here at WIF at. I've gotten so many requests from this, I might just make it a consistent daily driver. If you feel like that is something you want to see, hit the comment or comment below, hit the like button, let me know kind of what your thoughts are there, if that's something you're considering or wanting to see more content. Now, to clarify here, I got a lot of stuff on the charts here because things have been moving so fast. These previous support levels, I'll leave them on there, minus the text, just kind of give us perspective of areas of confluence if the price were to pull back. And once more, 43 and or 38 cents are those two heavy areas. I got in pretty strong myself in those ranges. We look at the resistance range though, this has since flipped to a support range. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but generally speaking, whenever a resistance range is broken, it's commonly retested as a new support. So hypothetically, the price continues lower, we'll see some support in this range, basically the local high. All right, so we're gonna put that on the charts as well. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick look at back-end liquidation data, kind of see what's going on there and draw out some new fibs here. So if you are new to the channel, welcome aboard, folks. I'd love to have you here. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment below. Absolutely appreciate that. And what I would recommend too here, so you've been watching the channel for a little while or a long while, join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord too, because we have a really good community there. And I've also got Trading Academy community or Signals group if you're interested. So when it comes to liquidation, folks, when we look at this, we always want to recognize heavy areas of concentration. So to the downside, of course, that heavy support we talked about previously, roughly 38 to 36 cents, we got a lot of liquidation. Basically implies there's a lot of longs there. So if the price does come down to that area, it's common for the price to kind of wick down and effectively sweep all those longs. Okay, we're a long ways away from that, no pun intended. But the truth is, we just recently swept this upper liquidation range, and we're retesting our local highs here at 58 cents. So there's a decent chance we may see a cup and handle play out here, where the price breaks free from that, or the price pulls back a little bit further and essentially bounces off its local support. Those are all things that we want to kind of pay attention to because of the simple fact that if the price does retrace, we need to make sure we know where those areas are at, and I'll show you that on the charts here shortly. When it comes to liquidation delta though, we can see we're still very much in the green. This implies you don't short against this coin. You want to go with the grain and effectively take longs with it. That's basically what this implies. Now, do we take a long right now or wait for the pullback? That's really up to you. A lot of folks will wait. A lot of people will just take a long. I personally don't like longing what feels like the top. I'd much rather wait for an opportunity that never happens. So if you are watching this channel or these videos and you're like, why is this guy so damn conservative? It's because I've survived the market for years and I've been trading for over 20 years, and I don't really like losing a lot of money. Okay, so I'm kind of tight with my money, big surprise. And the truth is I really like to make sure I have profitable gains. So waiting for an opportunity that may not happen is a better recommendation for me than to tell you to FOMO into the top because it's going to get me more views. I don't care about that quite as much. While I do like to have some subscriber bases, and I think you could probably like the videos more often, that's just something that's totally ancillary outside of teaching you best practice. Speaking of best practice, open interest here, $50 cents rather, that'd be nice, $5. 50 cents is effectively that area of open interest just below the price. So if we do come down, that we can recognize that that is a solid support range for us. That is similar in range here to the previous high, roughly 48 cents. That's why this support range here, or previous resistance turn support, is now an area we want to kind of pay attention to. So 50 to 48 cents is right there in that sweet spot for us. Coincidentally, we're seeing a fib level there at 0.382 kind of average out. So hypothetically, the price continues to pull back. We do see a nice pivot or bounce off that level. That's probably a solid consideration. Daily time frame, everything's bullish. I'm not gonna take much of your time to kind of reference this, but everything's kind of letting us know, outside of the money flow index pulling back a little bit, still above the RSI, which is great, that we're still in great shape. So it makes more sense for the price to retest this local high, this 55, 56 cent resistance, and to break through that than it would be to pull back significantly. Just note, I need you to recognize this. We have fair value gap on the charts, and this is common. This basically implies the price moved too fast without any profits being taken. So if the price does pull back, a quick wick down to this 46 cents could also be a scenario there for us. And that would do two things. That would satisfy liquidation requirements by effectively sweeping those areas, but also consistently working within this range here of the local high pivoting as a new low. Okay, so if you're not familiar already, generally speaking, previous highs work as new lows. It's just a really common occurrence. But what we're seeing on the charts with a lot of coins right now is flag patterns forming. So while this is still very early and premature, I don't want you to attach yourself to this idea. There's a distinct chance we're going to continue lower here because of that. I feel like Bitcoin is on its way down to fill its fair value gap and possibly, you know, bounce off that 90K support range. So let's not put our blinders on and go FOMO to the moon with everything right now. But I do think that in general, we're in a position right now where we very well could see that retracement to the 47 to 52 cent range as a rough estimate. Okay, and that's more so the area that I'd much rather consider taking along. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and set an alert right now at about the 48 cent mark, just to kind of get perspective and see if, you know, if I reevaluate, if it's worth taking along at that point. Okay, so those are things I like to look for. Other than that, really not much else to note. The hourly time frame is going to show that we're entering the cloud or kind of testing the upper range, but the lagging span is within the price action, kind of implying that we've lost momentum for the price to continue much higher, at least immediately. Even though it's still a decent chance that that happens, we're also recognizing that it's not, you know, it's lower likelihood, especially if Bitcoin pulls back. So be mindful of that. Don't get too crazy. But if you are insisting on taking along, I just recommend low position size, low leverage, so you're not going too crazy and too hard. And obviously making sure you're trading responsibly, because we know there's just a ridiculous amount of irresponsible idiots out there. Most of them are influencers. They're my counterparts. And while I don't watch them, I don't really know much about what's going on. I hear from my community how ridiculous they can be. So just be careful on who you trust, myself included. Continue to vet me if you will. And if you want to become a better trader, it's up to you. CryptoCash.tech is a site, link down below. I do actually have a trading academy community signals group. We shorted Ethereum, for example, 1800 to 1750 for a good 22% profit on a 10x leverage trade. I only 5x leveraged altcoins and 10x Bitcoin and Ethereum. So just to give you perspective there, safe and responsible trades, that's the way to go. Okay, that's all we got. I'll post a playout chart in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Looks something like this if you're not familiar. I have a lot of good content there. People are unaware of it. Please hit the like buttons over there as well, or the little cute little hearts. Make sure that we keep things growing and getting this in front of more people. All right, thanks for your time. We'll see you the next one out there. Take care. Bye-bye.